Hello everyone, my name is Eric, and today I have a very important question to ask you all. Which is better, the old tried and true, or the new interpretation that's blended completely different? We're talking about Wise Man Cigars from Foundation Cigar Company. You are watching Oakland Tobacconist. If you're interested in either Wise Man from Foundation Cigars or many other boutique blends, make certain you join the OGT Cigar community. We'd love to have you a part of it. Please don't forget to like, to comment, subscribe, hit the bell so that you're alerted every time we produce new content. Today I want to talk to you about a very special cigar. This is somewhat of a different take on an old favorite, and that being from Foundation Cigars. Earlier this year they re-released, and I say re-released because they rebranded and re-blended the Wise Man Duo. So originally it is a blue label, it is a red label. The first cigar ever to launch Foundation Cigars was known as the Huehuense, which was a blue label that was blended at Aganorsa Leaf Factory. The Huehuense is not really necessarily a Spanish word, it is indigenous to Nicaragua. It's a Nicaraguan word that translates somewhere around the wise man. Now, keeping that in mind, it's not the easiest thing to pronounce a word that is spelled G-U-E-G-U-E-N-S-E. It's rather difficult and maybe not the easiest thing to launch your cigar brand on. But later, as the brand started gaining traction and is becoming more popular, it then had a Maduro version just called the Wise Man, featuring a Mexican San Andreas Maduro, all Nicaraguan binder and filler. And a very similar thing was done this year because as the company has grown, more traction has been happening, and a lot more people have heard of the excellence of Foundation. Nick Melillo, the owner and blender of the company, who's blended things like the Tabernacle Havana Seed, Charter Oak, Oxum, Olmec, and so later this year, he rebranded and reblended the Huehuense Corojo and the Wise Man Maduro. Both are now known as the Wise Man Corojo and Wise Man Maduro. Very similar, using blue and red labels. Today I want to talk to you about the Wise Man Maduro, this red label here. This is a 6x52 Toro, and just as the original, this features a Mexican San Andreas Maduro wrapper over Nicaraguan binder, over Nicaraguan filler. However, another brand out there in the ether, another cigar brand that exists within the cigar world that a lot of people have heard and really enjoyed is that of My Father Cigars. That is ran and operated and blended by Don Pepin Garcia, which is a rather big name here in the industry. A lot of people have heard of him, he's gotten a lot of recognition. And so a while back, as Nick Melillo of Foundation was considering a rebranding, considering reblended, the connection and the relationship was grown between him and Don Pepin. And so Nick went to the My Father factory to have his new blends done. But that being said, it's still blended by Nick Melillo. It is still very much a Foundation cigar. This is taking a big name like My Father Cigars, the tobacco supplying, the expert rolling, the factory expertise seen through the lens of Nick Melillo. So he blended this cigar to be a Foundation cigar, but he's using that Don Pepin Garcia tobacco. Using a dark Mexican San Andreas Maduro, there's a Nicaraguan Corojo binder and Nicaraguan filler. What it's ultimately produced is something that's far more flavor forward than it is strength forward. While this is a very approachable, smooth, a little bit of sweetness blend, at the same time it's got some good body to it, but I would still say it's more medium strength, maybe medium plus, but flavor forward. With the Wise Man, what you can expect is cocoa sweetness, cedar, a little bit of like nuttiness to it as well. There's a touch bit of espresso on the back end, some earthiness to it, and also a twinge of like savory, like burnt ends aspect as well. This is an excellent San Andreas, but it also poses the question, whenever you rebrand or reblend something, how does it stack up against its original? I would definitely say where my viewing of this goes is it's two very different cigars. They may share the same name, but very different experience. I feel like the previous Wise Man might have been a little more punchy, a little more rough around the edges. This one tends to be a bit more on like the mature, like older brother aspect. It's a bit more refined, it's a bit more smooth. Some of those sharper edges have been rounded out, but ultimately more of a more mellow and like approachable cigar. For anyone who is kind of jumping from that more like mild side and wants to check into the more medium side or medium full, this is a great place to go. But also for anyone who wants something that's really diverse and rich in flavor, and not something that's too aggressive, this is also a really great way to go. So the new blending, as you can kind of see through the journey of Foundation Cigars, there's also sort of a story that this new Wise Man is telling as well, and more of the mature, like, complex aspect. Drop down in the comments, which is your favorite Wise Man, and have you tried this new one out of the My Father Factory blended by Nick Melillo? As always, thank you for watching, and I certainly hope you enjoy this video as long as many others. Check us out, make certain that you follow, and we will see you next time on Oakland Tobacconist.